Have you ever looked back and wished you had done things differently? As we age, the choices we make can either help us build a fulfilling, meaningful life or slowly chip away at our happiness and well-being. The truth is, some mistakes may seem small at first, but over time, they can have serious consequences leading to loneliness, financial struggles, and even health issues that could have been avoided. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the biggest mistakes people make in old age that can quietly destroy their lives. Some of these might surprise you because they often happen so gradually that people don't even realize the damage they're causing until it's too late. But once you recognize these patterns, you'll have the power to make better decisions, avoid unnecessary regrets, and take control of your future. Stay tuned until the end, because this isn't just about avoiding mistakes. It's about ensuring that your later years are filled with joy, purpose, and good health. We'll break down exactly what these 5 mistakes are, why they happen, and how you can steer clear of them to build a better life. So if you want to make sure you're not unintentionally holding yourself back, you won't want to miss this. Now let's get started. Number 1, neglecting physical health. One of the most common and damaging mistakes people make in old age is neglecting their physical health. It often starts subtly, skipping a morning walk here, choosing convenience foods over nutritious meals there. But over time, these small habits add up. As mobility decreases and energy levels drop, many people assume it's just a natural part of aging. But in reality, much of the decline that happens later in life isn't just due to aging, it's due to inactivity, poor nutrition, and ignoring early warning signs of health problems. If you've ever felt stiff after sitting for too long, or noticed that your balance isn't what it used to be, that's your body telling you something. Movement is essential, no matter how old you are. The less you move, the harder it becomes to stay active. And before you know, it's simple tasks like standing up from a chair, walking upstairs, or even reaching for something on a high shelf become difficult. Weak muscles lead to poor balance, which increases the risk of falls, one of the biggest dangers for seniors. A single fall can result in injuries that take months to heal or, in some cases, completely change your quality of life. Take Henry, for example. At 74, he considered himself fairly healthy, but he slowly started skipping his daily walks. A few months later, he noticed that standing for long periods felt more tiring, and his knees started aching. By the time he decided to get back into exercise, he had lost a significant amount of strength, and even short walks left him winded. It took him months to rebuild what he had lost, and he often wished he had never let himself slow down in the first place. Another common issue is ignoring diet. Many seniors assume that because they're not eating as much as they used to, they don't need to focus on nutrition. But as the body ages, it actually requires more of certain nutrients, like protein to maintain muscle, mass, calcium to support bone health, and fiber to aid digestion. Eating highly processed foods, skipping meals, or relying on quick snacks can lead to deficiencies that make you feel sluggish, weaken your immune system, and contribute to chronic conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure. Ignoring regular checkups is another mistake that can have serious consequences. Many people avoid doctor visits unless something feels seriously wrong, but routine screenings can catch problems early when they're much easier to treat. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, and even early signs of osteoporosis often don't have obvious symptoms. So by the time you notice something is wrong, the damage may already be done. Staying on top of your health means being proactive, not just waiting until a problem becomes impossible to ignore. The good news is that it's never too late to make changes. Even small improvements like adding 15 minutes of walking to your day or swapping out processed foods for fresh, whole ingredients can make a significant difference. Strength training, even just using light weights or resistance bands, can help maintain muscle and prevent frailty. Making regular health checkups a priority can catch problems before they become serious. Taking care of your body isn't about avoiding aging, it's about ensuring that you can keep doing the things you love for as long as possible. Number 2, isolating from friends and family. One of the most heartbreaking mistakes people make in old age is withdrawing from social connections. At first, it might seem harmless. Perhaps you stop attending certain gatherings, make fewer phone calls, or assume that others are too busy to visit. But over time, this kind of isolation can quietly lead to loneliness, depression, and even a faster decline in both mental and physical health. Humans are social beings, and staying connected isn't just about having company. It's about maintaining a sense of purpose, engagement, and emotional well-being. Many seniors believe that loneliness is just part of aging, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Research has shown that social isolation can have the same impact on health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases the risk of heart disease, weakens the immune system, and has even been linked to a higher likelihood of developing dementia. When the brain isn't regularly stimulated through conversations, shared experiences, and emotional connections, it starts to slow down, making memory loss and cognitive decline more likely. Consider Dorothy, a 76-year-old, who gradually stopped reaching out to her friends. She told herself that they were probably too busy with their own families and didn't want to bother them. Weeks turned into months, and before she knew it, she was spending most of her days alone, with only the TV for company. She didn't feel like herself anymore. Her energy dropped. Her mood darkened, and she found it harder to motivate herself to do things she once enjoyed. But when she finally made the effort to reconnect, calling an old friend, joining a local book club, and inviting her grandchildren over more often, her entire outlook changed. She felt more engaged, happier, and even noticed improvements in her memory and energy levels. Another mistake people make is relying only on family for socialization. While family is important, expecting them to be the only source of companionship can sometimes lead to disappointment. Loved ones have their own responsibilities, and it's essential to have a network of friends, neighbors, or community members to engage with. Having multiple sources of social interaction provides a richer, more fulfilling life and ensures that you don't feel abandoned if family members are busy. Technology has made staying in touch easier than ever, yet many seniors avoid it because they find it overwhelming or unfamiliar. But embracing simple tools like video calls, social media, or even voice messages can help maintain meaningful connections, especially when in-person visits aren't possible. Learning how to use these tools isn't about keeping up with trends. It's about making sure you're not left behind in an increasingly digital world. The good news is that it's never too late to reconnect. Joining a club, volunteering, attending local events, or even just making a habit of calling a friend once a week can make a world of difference. The goal isn't to have a busy social calendar. It's to maintain meaningful connections that keep you mentally sharp, emotionally fulfilled, and engaged with the world around you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, refusing to adapt to change. One of the biggest mistakes people make as they age is resisting change. Whether it's technology, lifestyle adjustments, or even shifting social norms, many seniors dig in their heels and refuse to adapt. It's understandable. Change can be uncomfortable, and after decades of living a certain way, it's easy to feel like you shouldn't have to learn something new. But the reality is, refusing to adapt doesn't stop the world from changing. It just makes life more frustrating and isolating. Many people assume that new technology is only for younger generations, but in today's world, staying connected often depends on being willing to learn. Whether it's using a smartphone, understanding online banking, or figuring out how to make a video call, these skills aren't just conveniences, they're becoming essential. When seniors refuse to embrace even basic digital tools, they often find themselves left out of important conversations, struggling with daily tasks that could be simplified, or even more vulnerable to scams because they don't understand how things work. Take Albert, for example. At 78, he refused to use a smartphone, insisting that his old flip phone was good enough. But over time, he realized that his grandkids were communicating in group chats he couldn't participate in. His bank started requiring online access for certain services, and he missed out on countless conveniences that could have made his life easier. Eventually, he decided to give technology a chance. With a little patience, he learned how to text, use video calls, and even order groceries online. What started as a reluctant effort quickly became something that made his life better in ways he never expected. Another way people resist change is by sticking to outdated habits, even when better options are available. This can be something as simple as refusing to adjust their diet to improve their health, ignoring modern safety measures in the home, or even dismissing new medical advice because it's different from what they were told decades ago. The belief that this is how I've always done it can be dangerous, especially when better, safer, and more effective alternatives exist. Change also happens in relationships, and refusing to adapt can create distance between family members. Younger generations have different ways of communicating, different values, and different lifestyles. Instead of criticizing or resisting these differences, embracing them with an open mind can help strengthen relationships rather than push people away. Many seniors find that once they stop expecting things to be the way they used to be and start engaging with the world as it is, they feel more connected and less frustrated. Adjusting to change doesn't mean giving up who you are. It means being flexible enough to keep moving forward. The world isn't going backward, and the more willing you are to learn, adapt, and grow, the more independent and fulfilled you'll be. It's never too late to embrace new ways of doing things. And the more open-minded you are, the more you'll find that change isn't something to fear. It's something that can bring unexpected joy and opportunity into your life. Number 4, mismanaging finances. One of the most devastating mistakes people make in old age is failing to manage their finances wisely. It's easy to assume that money matters less as you get older, especially if you're no longer working and have savings or retirement funds set aside. But the truth is, financial mismanagement, whether it's overspending, underestimating future expenses, or failing to plan for emergencies, can quickly turn what should be comfortable years into a period of stress, struggle, and dependence on others. Many seniors fall into the trap of assuming they have enough money to last, only to realize too late that medical bills, inflation, or unexpected expenses eat away at their savings faster than they expected. It's not just about having money, it's about making sure it lasts. Even those who were financially comfortable in their younger years can find themselves struggling if they don't adjust their spending habits to match their new stage of life. Consider Richard, a 72-year-old who spent freely in retirement, believing he had saved enough to enjoy life without worry. He took trips, bought gifts for his grandkids, and dined out regularly. But by the time he reached his late 70s, he started noticing that his savings were running low. Medical expenses began piling up, and he hadn't planned for long-term care costs. Faced with limited options, he had to rely on his children for financial support, something he never wanted to do. Had he been more mindful of his spending earlier on, he could have stretched his savings and maintained his financial independence. Another mistake seniors make is failing to keep up with financial planning. Many assume that once they retire, they no longer need to think about investments, budgeting, or financial adjustments. But managing money is a lifelong process. And even in old age, making smart financial decisions can make a huge difference in how comfortable and stress-free life is. Keeping track of expenses, understanding how much money is needed for healthcare, and planning for possible long-term care can prevent financial hardships down the road. Seniors are also prime targets for scams, and one of the most heartbreaking ways people lose their financial security is by trusting the wrong people. Phone scams, email fraud, and even manipulative individuals posing as financial advisors can drain life savings in an instant. Many seniors were raised in a time when people were more trusting, and scammers take advantage of this. Learning to recognize financial scams, avoiding unsolicited offers, and having a trusted financial advisor or family member review major financial decisions can prevent devastating losses. The key to financial security in old age isn't about being wealthy, it's about being wise. Creating a clear budget, being mindful of unnecessary spending, and planning for future expenses can help ensure that money lasts as long as you do. It's never too late to make adjustments, and even small financial changes now can mean the difference between peace of mind and financial stress later on. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, ignoring mental growth and purpose. One of the most overlooked but life-altering mistakes people make in old age is giving up on personal growth and losing their sense of purpose. Many seniors fall into the mindset that once they retire, their time for learning, setting goals, or contributing to the world is over. But the truth is, having something meaningful to look forward to, whether it's a hobby, a passion, or a new challenge, is one of the most important factors in staying mentally sharp, emotionally fulfilled, and physically healthy. A common issue is the belief that mental decline is inevitable. While aging does come with changes, the brain remains capable of learning, adapting, and forming new connections throughout life. The real danger isn't age itself, it's inactivity. When seniors stop engaging in mentally stimulating activities, the brain slows down. Studies have shown that those who continue learning, whether through reading, solving puzzles, or even picking up new skills, are far less likely to experience cognitive decline. Think about Linda, a 70-year-old who used to be an active and curious person. But after retiring, she found herself watching TV most of the day, feeling like her best years were behind her. Over time, she started forgetting things more often, lost interest in conversations, and felt less engaged with life. But then she decided to take an art class at a local community center, something she had never done before. Within weeks, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. Her mind felt sharper, and she even made new friends in the process. Another major mistake is failing to find a reason to get up in the morning. Many seniors spend decades working, raising families, and handling responsibilities only to find themselves lost once those roles fade. Without a sense of purpose, boredom and depression can set in quickly. Having a reason to stay engaged, whether it's volunteering, mentoring younger generations, gardening, or even writing a book, creates structure, motivation, and fulfillment in daily life. Some seniors avoid trying new things because they fear failure or believe it's too late. But the reality is, age has nothing to do with learning something new. Some of the most inspiring stories come from people who started new careers, learned new languages, or took up hobbies in their 70s, 80s, or even 90s. Growth doesn't stop when you reach a certain age. It stops when you decide to stop trying. Staying mentally active and having a sense of purpose doesn't just improve mood, it impacts longevity, cognitive function, and even physical health. People who continue challenging themselves, staying curious, and finding new ways to contribute to the world around them live happier, more fulfilling lives. No matter how old you are, your mind is still capable of growth, and your life still has meaning. The key is to keep looking forward, keep learning, and never let yourself believe that your best days are behind you. Final thoughts. Now that we've covered these 5 mistakes, take a moment to reflect on which of these might be affecting your own life or the lives of those around you. Aging is not just about getting older, it's about making choices that determine whether your later years will be filled with joy, purpose and independence, or frustration and regret. The good news is, avoiding these mistakes doesn't require drastic changes. Small adjustments in how you approach your health, relationships, mindset, and finances can make a significant difference in your overall well-being. If you've been neglecting your physical health, now is the time to prioritize movement, eat well, and stay on top of checkups. If you've been isolating yourself, make an effort to reconnect with old friends, build new relationships, and embrace technology to stay engaged. If you've been resisting change, remind yourself that adapting doesn't mean losing who you are. It means giving yourself the tools to stay independent and connected in a rapidly changing world. If finances have been a concern, take proactive steps to ensure security, cut unnecessary spending, and protect yourself from financial pitfalls. And if you've lost your sense of purpose, start small, pick up a book, try something new, or find a way to contribute your wisdom and experience to the world around you. The choices you make today will shape the quality of your life in the years to come. It's never too late to take control, make better decisions, and ensure that your later years are some of your best years. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.